Hello everyone, my name is Slappy Burger, and welcome back to my journey through Minecraft. We're, okay, I was gonna say we're at the main base. We're not really at the main base. I guess we're more so at the nether roof connected to the main base. Just down those stairs is our nether hub area down there. We've done a bit of cleaning up here, but welcome back. We're on the nether roof, and as you can see, if you have been following it for a while, you would know that we weren't able to originally build up here, but now we can. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, if you have kind of kept up, you would know that yeah, like I said, we can't build on the nether roof until now, and there's really only one reason to be on the nether roof, and you can probably already guess why. That's because we're going to be doing a gold farm today. All right, we're going to be making a gold farm. I think I've mentioned it maybe a few times in the past, but I'm really a big fan of gold. Gold is my favorite thing in the game. Just love having gold. And so honestly, can't think of a better way to get gold, or an easier way to get gold, than building a gold farm. But before we start working on that, I want to say a couple things. First of all, yeah, you know, you may have seen last episode, because I know a couple of you guys actually do watch like every single episode, and I love you guys. And I feel really bad for not being able to upload as often. This time though, genuinely not my fault. The last couple times I was kind of like drained and kind of like just doing other things, being distracted. This time around, I was like, man, I'm actually gonna work on a video. And then like I uploaded the video and I was like, okay, I'll take one break day. And I took a break day. And then the next day I got like screwed over, because then I ended up having to cover a bunch of shifts at my job. So I ended up working like a full 7 days that week. And then I got scheduled 6 days the next week. So I worked like 13 days straight, by the way. And then my last day off was, I wasn't really able to do much recording because I had so many errands to run, catching up from, you know, missing 13, like having no days off for 13 days. And now I'm here, playing this. And the other thing is, somehow, some way, during my time away from the last episode, which was, I think, probably at this point, probably 11 to 12 days now, almost 2 weeks, my mic arm broke. So you might hear a little bit of clicking of the keyboard. I kind of have it jerry-rigged in a very weird way right now. That's just kind of jank. But yeah, anyways, we are back, and I'm very excited to be back. I really do have like a Minecraft hankering right now. And I guess we'll just kind of start with working on the gold farm here. Now, the build height in this version of the game is going to be all the way up at 256. And I just realized we kind of have to be careful, because if I don't, like, build this properly, then I'm not going to be able to get up here without dying, at least. I don't want to die. I do not want to accidentally kill myself falling down this massive thing here. So it might be good just to kind of like, I will not do it like that. I don't know. I gotta figure out a way. I definitely had a better method of doing this that was like way faster, but we might actually have to just do this like really stupid. But basically, I want to build this thing probably all the way up at like the actual spawning platform up at like maybe Y250. And then we'll kind of gas proof it. And then the little killing chamber will be maybe slightly lower than 250. So maybe like 247, 246, somewhere in there will be the killing thing. Now, I do want this to also act as a experience farm too, because here's the thing. Now that we're on the nether roof, that other mob farm that I have is only good for grinding mob drops itself. Pigmen are definitely the best way to go about getting experience. And so, you know, I kind of want to put like all sorts of stuff up here, right? I kind of want to put a like an enchanting table, probably, you know, kind of upgrade it as time goes on. Maybe put like what is it, like an anvil once we get there. And then once we get there, and we definitely will get there, even if it's moving slow, we will get there. Maybe even put like a grindstone into it as well. So we have all sorts of, I have all sorts of plans for this. Maybe if we're willing to take the time, eventually putting like some clerics up here that'll buy the rotten flesh the zombie pigmen will drop. I don't know. all sorts of cool stuff, but that's all the future. Right now, all we can really put up here is an enchanting table and a kill chamber, and maybe also make it the kill chamber have like a piston mechanism in it, just so it, you know, in the event that I don't feel like actually killing them with a sword, I can just, you know, crush them instead. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut it real quick. I think honestly, I probably safe to kind of be a little bit more risky with it now, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. And once we're up to 250, I will come back with you guys. I am going to lose my freaking mind. I cannot believe I did that, bro. Oh my god. I'm so glad I didn't stop recording. Well, I guess the good news is my items will be up there, but bro, oh my god. Do you know how much experience we had? Oh my god. I had 110 levels. You know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I don't know why I did that. I should have just taken the slow route and just, oh my god. Actually, there's no time. I'm probably going to get like 5 levels back from my experience when I actually pick that stuff up. Oh my god. That actually is like the most tragic thing ever. And I also got to complete this thing. Oh my god. At least we still have the water. I don't know. Oh my god. That's actually just the most tragic thing I've ever done in a Minecraft game ever. I could have done 2 level 50 enchantments with that, and it would have just given me sharpness 3 and breaking 1. So honestly, I don't really know if that's that big of a loss. Oh, that's still annoying though. I thought it was really cool to have the 110 levels, because you know how hard it is to get experience in this version. Oh my god. Well, I maybe actually thinking about it, once this pigman farm is completed, it'll actually produce so much XP that I won't have to worry about it. Let's see, how much XP do I get back from this? Okay, so we're at 6 right now. And wow, this stuff went all over the place. Okay. I have to run around for a bit, make sure I get everything. Think that's everything. That's crazy. 110 levels turns to 6. How does that make any sense whatsoever? Like, genuinely, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, you know what? Let's just get this show on the road here. The only reason that happened was because I placed all of those like spaced apart ladders, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have to rewatch the footage. And if it was that, then I'm gonna put like a little thing in the bottom that says like, it is, LOL. Well, that's annoying. But again, let me finish this ladder and I'll come back to you guys once we're up there, because we are at 250, so we can start working on the actual spawning platform. Okay, so we're at Y250. So now we can, I guess we'll bring a whole bunch of netherrack up there. And this will be our actual spawning platform. And okay. Yeah, so I have a general idea for this. So Y250, like I said, is going to be the actual spawning platform. At Y247, 246, somewhere in there, we're going to have the killing chamber. And then I think what we'll also do is maybe at like Y255, we'll have a little area to make the pigmen hostile, because we need space for them to be able to actually like, basically this farm, we don't have access to like eggs or the turtle eggs or anything. So we're going to have to kind of make them hostile and then go down into our trap, and they'll all just pile in afterwards while we're hitting them. At least that's what I'm hoping. I do want to mention I am really terrible at making like farms myself. So there's a good chance this will backfire really badly. But I think for right now, we're just going to bring a chest up here. We're going to bring all the netherrack and glass up. And this will be where our spawning platform is. So let's go get the glass too. And then just for extra space, put all that stuff away. I've already been killing some pigmen. Kind of coming down here, but coming up here, I should say. But I think what we'll do is, yeah, we'll just kind of move this stuff up, and then we will start working on it. I think I have a general idea of how it's going to look, but at the same time, I'm really bad at Minecraft, so there's a good chance that it's going to look nothing like or it's going to act nothing like how I'm hoping is what I should say. No, honestly, I think what we'll do is, okay, let's go down a couple blocks here. Let's see. So we're at 246 right here. So if this is 246, right, that, then we can, or this is not 246, it's 247. This is 246. This is where we will be kind of hanging out, is right up here. So this is where we will mostly be in this whole kind of trap here. And I guess the question is where do we want to put the center of it? So technically this ladder isn't going to be the center. I feel like the center should be somewhere else. The question is where is it going to be? Okay. I actually don't know. The center needs to be where the kill hole is as well. So I think if anything, this will probably go up further and that'll be the tower to actually hit the mobs from. So maybe the center will be like, we'll build a couple blocks out this way. Then yes, this will be where the mobs drop into, is right here. We'll kind of build a little bit of a weird thing here for it. We'll kind of build something like this. And this will be where they drop. So we'll put it, go ahead and get everything completed for it, just so it looks nice. And boom, that's where we're going to kill the mobs. It's right there. And then we can kind of walk up to it. Perfect. That's going to be the killing kind of chamber there. And that means that's going to be the center. So I think for the center, we'll go out. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. And then we'll do 3 blocks out in each direction from the center with glass. This will be a I mean, they won't be able to spawn this close to us anyway. So this will be kind of a, you know, a non-spawning area. And this will also let us make sure that they're actually, you know, running into this thing and actually the farm is actually working, I guess. Just kind of while I'm working on this, have you guys seen the Iron Lung movie yet? If you have access to it, I'm gonna be completely real. No spoilers from me, at least. No spoilers from me. But that movie, I would say, if we're ranking it on a scale of 10, actually, let me put it this way. If we're ranking it on a scale of 10, from a like sheer movie perspective, like just like every movie included, I would give that movie a solid like maybe like 7.5. But if we're talking about that movie from a purely indie film perspective, dude, that movie was like a solid 9.5 out of 10. I like, that movie was genuinely really good. And I thought that he did an absolutely amazing job with that movie. I thought that movie was incredible. Absolutely fantastic movie. Shout out Mark, for real. Came a long way, got a lot of things done. And I hope he does more stuff like that in the future. I thought it was really good. I'll kind of bounce in and out on my opinions on it as I kind of work on this, but yeah, it's going to be that was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I'm really trying to get this trapdoor to cooperate with me here, but I don't think it... Is this before the version where I could, like, you know, put it on top of, like on the top half of the block? It might be. That's kind of a... Oh, wait, hold on. I have a freaking, like, just absolutely genius idea. What if I just do this? Aha. Oh. Oh. Okay, that might be a little bit of a problem, but I don't see them getting stuck in, and I feel like they'll just jump, right? I don't know. That is to be determined. But We're up here now, and I guess how big do we want this thing? So right now this thing is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So it's a 7 by 7 cube here. So these things need to be what, like 30 blocks by 30 blocks ish, something like that. I think that's probably about right. So if this already goes out 3, so if this is the center point, 1 2 3 4, we would have to go out 11 blocks in each direction from here, right? That would be a 30 by 30 cube, I think. So let me go ahead and test that theory. Okay, so this is 29 blocks. So one of the sides has to be 1 block longer. Is that what I'm getting from this? Yes, it does. That's kind of weird. I might have to do a tutorial, but I want to see if what I'm doing will work first, because I mean, honestly, it's netherrack. It won't take me too long to break. So I guess this side will go out by 12 and then that side will go out by 11. No, I guess I don't really see why I couldn't just add 1 more block on each side. It won't be a perfect, like, even number, but it would still just, you know, it would be more even overall. I have a feeling it's probably going to have to be bigger than this. I'm being completely honest. If I just do like a quick, like little, turn it over to peaceful real quick and then turn it back on, I'm going to assume that this is not big enough for them to spawn. Yeah. Probably not. Let's go ahead and complete it. And then we'll kind of see what's going on there with the mob spawning, I guess. You know, kind of continuing with the Iron Lung thing. You know, I really feel like it was a good movie. I really did like it. But I want to talk about like a couple of the criticisms I had of it. And the criticisms I have aren't like super, you know, like dire evil criticisms that, like, you know, are indicative of like a really bad movie. I think my biggest criticism with the movie is sometimes you could tell that Mark isn't like a AAA like actor. And I'm going to be honest, there is nothing wrong with that. I think that is completely okay. You could tell at times that he was definitely kind of forcing some of the things he was doing, you know, something that you don't really see as much with, like, you know, if you have like you know, like first actor comes like Tom Holland. If you have like Tom Holland, he doesn't do that. But, you know, Mark doing it, I think it's a little more excusable just because, you know, this is like one of his first times actually acting in like a role like this. But overall, you know, the acting was still really good. And if you do see it, I really feel like as the movie goes on, he kind of gets better in his role. Like he kind of does a better job of playing the character that he is meant to play. And I think part of that comes from the fact that maybe he just got more comfortable with the role. I'm not really certain, you know, but I think that's kind of what it is. You could kind of tell that he got more comfortable with it and his acting kind of got better as time went on. I remember some people were talking, at least, I don't know if I heard people online, but I know some people at work were saying that they were kind of worried that this movie was going to, you know, not be the best because they didn't really know if Mark could be a serious actor. But I'm going to be honest. I think he really was like a serious actor. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely think that he did very well filling a serious role. You know, obviously, when it comes to like Iron Lung, right? That movie was funded for the most part, as far as I'm aware, by Markiplier himself, which obviously Markiplier, you know, that dude's got big money. You know, he's got big money. He is in no way, shape, or form struggling as a YouTuber. You know, definitely one of those YouTubers that was just kind of like, oh wow, this guy is freaking huge. You know, I like little flex. I was subscribed to Markiplier before he even hit 100,000. Okay, you know I can't prove that, but I found him playing like Amnesia. Okay, and playing like Happy Wheels and stuff. Okay, I found him way early. I found him pre Five Nights at Freddy's. I was a pre Five Nights at Freddy's Markiplier fan. All right, that's my flex. And yeah, like I said, I can't prove it, but it's true. And to see him grow and come this far as a YouTuber, as someone that, like, regardless of what kind of mood I'm in, I can pretty much just kind of put on Markiplier and just kind of watch him. I'm really happy that this movie turned out the way it did. And that, you know, just him as a person has grown the way he did. And like I said, you know, earlier I said this was an indie film, and I kind of lost track of myself there, but and it being, you know, filmed or funded by Mark means that it definitely has a higher budget than a lot of other indie films. So with that being said, this movie was definitely had a lot more production quality and production value that you wouldn't find in your normal, you know, like indie movie. But with that being said, it still wasn't like a triple A movie studio level of editing and you know, graphics effects. There were some really good graphics effects, but there were also times where things would happen. You'd be like, okay, yeah, that's definitely not something that's actually happening. You know, that's definitely a visual effect. But for the most part, the movie was very good. The story itself was very good. If you haven't watched him play Iron Lung, the people I went to watch Iron Lung with told me that they hadn't watched it. I was like, you're kind of going in blind. You may not know what's going on. And a couple of my friends told me that straight up. They're like, I didn't like it that much because I had no idea what was going on. I was like, well, did you watch Iron Lung? And they were like, no. And I was like, well, that's why you didn't know what was going on. Because half the lore comes from background context clues of him playing the game itself. So if you haven't played the game, you're probably not going, or I guess watched Mark play the game, you're probably not going to enjoy it as much. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go a lot bigger, right? Am I doing this wrong? I feel like I might be doing this wrong. Am I supposed to just have a big spawning platform like this? I don't even know. I don't actually know. There's like a pretty good chance that I'm just going to have to like tear half of this down. And when I say a very good chance, I mean incredibly likely. Because that's how Slappy Burger operates. You know, we do something and then we fix it after the fact. You know, we we realize the error of our ways and then we have to start from scratch. Basically, that's kind of the Slappy Burger way of life. And you know, I think ultimately with Iron Lung, I kind of went into it, you know, not really expecting a cinematic like masterpiece, but I thought I kind of went into it knowing that it would be good. Like I knew that it was going to be a good movie. Not like the most amazing movie I've ever seen. Definitely the best indie film I've ever seen. And I'm not trying to let you know, Markiplier sort of nostalgia or whatever get to me here. But I really do feel like it was just genuinely a very good movie. But it wasn't like, you know, the best movie I've ever seen. Do not misconstrue my statement as it's saying it's the best movie ever. But I would say it probably does fall into maybe top 20 movies I've ever seen. My favorite movie ever is Prisoners. So you know, that movie I would indeed consider to be like an actual cinematic masterpiece. But for sure, you know, Markiplier's movie is definitely something that should be noted as being a good movie. I think it should go down as like somebody who has no real direction, like, you know, no real sense of like, you know, directing movies. This is kind of his first time really writing something like this. Like, sure, he did, you know, what, like Space with Markiplier and like Ice with Markiplier and A Date with Markiplier, you know, stuff like that. That does not count on the same level that Iron Lung was. And I really hope that everyone goes to see it. And if you didn't think about seeing it, maybe my little 2 cents was worth it. Like I said, though, fair warning, if you haven't seen the game, you probably will not enjoy it as much as you know, someone who has. And you probably also wouldn't enjoy it as much as somebody that's, you know, into that sort of stuff. Definitely not a horror movie. Definitely a thriller, more psychological than like, you know, jump scares. There are a couple jump scares, but it's much more focusing on just like the build up and kind of feeling for the character that Mark plays, as opposed to it being like, you know, actual straight up horror. There is definitely some crazy creepy scenes in it. Some crazy creepy stuff that you see. There's also some very trippy scenes that happen in it a couple times. Oh, just all around a very good movie, especially for the money and the budget they were working with. And you know, keep in mind also, all of these people that were working on this movie, as far as I'm aware, are not like people that are hired by like, you know, AAA studios. Now, I don't want to. I don't know much about the crew beyond the guy that, you know, made Iron Lung and, you know, Markiplier himself. But honestly, I don't really know any of those guys, you know, by name. I really do think that this is just like people kind of, you know, passion people doing things and kind of pulling together and doing it. But that's enough on Iron Lung. Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna have to be bigger. Let me do a quick spawn check. If I stand in the far corner over here, will they spawn? Okay. That's not cool. Let's go down here real quick, set it to peaceful again, set it to normal. Will they spawn? Be lovely if they did. Okay, no, they're not. Kind of annoying. Not even gas are spawning. I was like, if I see a gas pop up, I'm instantly like putting the game on peaceful again. But kind of weird. How far out do I have to go for these guys to spawn? Let me see. Can they like not spawn this high? Isn't it normally built at like Y250? I don't know. This is an older version of Minecraft, so it could just be that it's like being stupid. But I know in the overworld, these mobs, you know, mobs spawn a lot closer to you than they do in this. So what's going on here? Maybe if I what happens if I run this way? Will they spawn over there? Nope. Okay. Might have to pull up a schematic for a more modern build and see what it says, because this should be working. I feel like, I know obviously, you know, there's way bigger gold farms, but look at me, I'm Slappy Burger, all right? We make we're cheap as hell. We like more simple stuff. But I'm gonna go look and see if there's a schematic. I want to see what I'm doing that isn't working. So I'm thinking the main problem here is that the platform just isn't big enough. I think that it just needs to be a bigger platform. So I think, what if we doubled it? Just doubled the size of it. It's gonna be really expensive, but this thing right now, so that's the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I think the biggest thing is, honestly, is that it's just not big enough of a platform. I think the mobs are going to spawn more like, you know, out that way and then close in on us. So let's see. So this thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miscount that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blocks that way. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blocks. What if we extended it out to 30 each direction? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Kind of like that. So it would go 30 blocks in each direction. I want to see if that makes it any faster. Or at least, you know, actually allow them to spawn. Okay, genuinely, why isn't this working? This should be enough to spawn. Like, this should be within the spawn radius. Like, or I guess outside of it, really. Why is nothing spawning? Like, what's going on here? It's starting to bug me a little bit. I know mobs can spawn above the nether roof. Do I need to test this now? Is this something I'm going to have to test? Hold on. Even in creative, all the way up here, I'm not seeing mobs spawning. Is this like a thing? That like mobs can't spawn above the nether roof? Is that a thing? Look at this guy. Pathing is terrible. Goober. This is really bugging me though, because it's like, this should work, right? Like, I've never seen this not work. Like, I'm pretty sure mobs can spawn on the nether roof in this version. This is really bugging me. This is really bugging me. Well, after a rather extensive amount of testing, I can safely say that this ain't happening for a little bit. For one, I can't get the mobs to aggro properly, even if they do spawn. The range is just too big. The design itself probably needs to be redone so that they can only spawn within a very specific radius. Just overall, not going the way I wanted it to as of right now. It seems like from the research I have done, it seems like we really won't be able to make much of a gold farm until like version probably maybe 1. Probably like 1.4, 1.5, somewhere in that region. But I don't want to stop playing Minecraft 1.2.5. So half this episode really was just like wasted time. So that's, you know, that's really awesome that that's going to be the case. So I guess I get to figure out what I'm actually going to do, because I really don't know what I'm actually going to do now. That's like genuinely genuinely annoying that happened. I guess it wasn't user error. I was kind of on to something. It was mostly just that this version just ain't ready. Minecraft just ain't ready for gold farms yet. So it could be a little bit before we actually get gold farms, which is really tragic, but I guess that's kind of the nice thing about testing. Now, while I was doing my testing, I did learn, you know, like a couple of, I guess, generally important things. So for one, mobs, or at least zombie pigmen, have a hostile aggro radius of like 20 blocks. So if you hit a zombie pigman, but I think as far as I can tell, it's kind of weird. So like, let's say there's a zombie pigman within 20 blocks of you, right? You're able to hit that zombie pigman, and any zombie pigman within like 20 blocks of that zombie pigman can also become aggroed towards you, but that pigman has to aggro onto you for those other ones to also aggro onto you. At least that's as far as I could tell. That is one of the things I could see. So like, obviously, if you have a pigman, you know, kind of within outside of that aggro range and you shoot it with a bow, it's not going to automatically aggro onto it. So automatically there comes a problem with that, because the spawn radius, you know, how far away from you hostile mobs have to spawn, they can't spawn within, I believe it's 24 blocks of you. So you would have to wait for one to wander towards you within that range, and then also hope that enough of them can continuously spawn within that range of the mobs you'd be killing to stay aggroed to you, which is why a lot of designs use magma and use magma and the turtle eggs for it, because when you have the turtle eggs and the magma zombie pigmen do not like to stand on magma, and then the turtle eggs, of course, you know, hostile mobs aggro to them for some reason. I guess they just really wanted you to have a thing that made mob farms easier. So obviously that design would allow for them to be kind of pushed towards that egg and quickly funneled out, but we don't have that luxury. So we would have to find a way that the zombie pigmen can be aggroed to us. On the flip side, we could do some designs that use pistons, and then we hit them when they fall, that is a possibility. And it is something that I am considering, because then we wouldn't have to wait until like version 1.8, where we could make a design that I was kind of going for. So yeah, I kind of learned a lot of things. I also learned that up until at least, let's see. So we're in 1.2.5 right now. I didn't stay in 1.3, but I kind of learned also that there's a lot of weird spawning mechanics in this version. Most notably, mobs can spawn above you over 128 blocks, but they cannot spawn below you beyond 128 blocks in version Minecraft 1.2.5. Assuming I'm understanding the Reddit post correctly, that sounds like how it works. I'm no coding expert, so things come a little slowly to me, but that's kind of what I gathered from it. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but it seems kind of like that's what I was reading. So like if you build a mob farm, it's very good to make sure that you have cleared out all the blocks above it and then just lit up the stuff underneath it. Is kind of what I was getting from it. I don't know. It was kind of a weird mechanic that I learned about Minecraft 1.2.5. No, honestly, I think we might just kind of work on making sure things look proper again. Because, well, and by proper, I mean, actually, I think we'll just do a bit of decorating, okay? Just a bit of decorating, kind of getting everything looking nice and pretty again, because, man, these Endermen kind of did a number on these houses over here, and I don't like it. Don't know why they did that. I hated that. Turns out Endermen were able to pick up just about every block in the world this time, so don't like that one bit. But let's get up in here, and lighting is also very weird in here. We need to light this up. I don't know, maybe we'll finally get around to doing some of that stuff I've been kind of setting off, right? Maybe that's what we'll kind of finish up this episode with. Just some other kind of busy work and stuff around the base, because there is a lot of things that I need to do over here. Let's see here. What do I want to start with? Probably the pathing, right? Yes, probably paths. Let me go run around and make sure that nothing's broken. What's going on here? No, whoa, okay. I know for a fact I did not place this door like this. That's very odd. Oh my, that's just brilliant, bro. Oh my god, okay. Wow. That that actually almost set me off. That almost would have been the crash out of just like the year. Right there. But I'm gonna do a quick run around and see if there's any missing blocks besides dirt. A lot of dirt missing, but just kind of missing blocks around the base, especially the roofs. I don't know why they really don't know why they tore up the blacksmith so much, but they really did. They absolutely tore that thing to bits. Probably should check around the castle, right? It doesn't seem like they've broken anything in here, which is good. Oh, this might give us a vantage. You can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, there was a point where Enderman could just pick up everything. I don't know why Notch made that like that. You know, they could even pick up like bedrock and stuff. Yeah, that was very, very, very dangerous stuff. Like actually playing with fire. They're able to pick that up. And a lot of dirt. I guess we're gonna have to go get dirt. You probably also put water on this, right? Put water on there. Yeah, make some paths. Yeah, I think we're gonna be decorating. Are all the double doors like this now? What's going on here? It's only the double doors doing that. Did this one do it? No, this one didn't do it. Oh, but look at the door. Look at this one. What happened? How did this... What is going on with the doors? Still got plenty of gold in there. That's good. Good. On my gold. There's time for mining some other time, but for now, gotta stay busy. No, I think I need to light this up, right? Yep. Yeah, I do. Oh my. Wow. I can't even play this game properly, dude. Oh my god. I am still a little disappointed by the whole what is it? The whole pigment farm situation, but honestly, you know, it kind of forces me in a different direction, and I'd rather it not work and me not fight with it forever, and knowing that I one day can have one in the future. Um, and then work on something else instead. So I think we'll probably go about getting a what is it? Let's go ahead and get the path set up. Make sure all the double doors are fixed. Is the end portal still working? It should be, right? Oh, look at this. We got plenty of dirt in here. Oh my goodness, that makes it so much easier. Okay, well, I guess I'll go start by patching up the dirt. Which they definitely tore up some dirt. First thing we'll do is get this water put in. Get this fountain looking like an actual fountain. Perfect. Not very big, but that's fine. I think, let's see, how do we want to do this? I guess we'll just kind of make this whole sort of area here a, well, let's see, does that line up properly? I think that does. Yeah, I guess we'll just kind of fill in this whole area here with a cobblestone, just kind of like this will be the starting point for the path. So I just need to make sure that I'm gonna line this up properly. I don't know exactly how I had it. Was it something like this? I don't know. Let's just dig out this whole thing. We'll make sure all the sides look good. Obviously that's fine. So it connects here, connects there. And it's like another piece there like that. Okay, well, this whole thing needs to be connected to the path, right? So I guess it'll look more like that. That's what it should look like. Something like that, maybe? Okay, well, it lines up a little weirdly because of how the different booths are laid out, but I think we'll just do something like that. Like make a big cobblestone area kind of around it, even if they don't line up perfectly. So we'll do this, and then we'll also fill in kind of these areas with cobblestone as well. Just so it's like a big mark. Yeah, because obviously this is the market area. So let's just fill it all in with cobblestone, kind of like that. And then we'll probably have to expand it out kind of like this as well, right? Make it a nice, decent size. I don't know. I'll kind of see how this looks maybe from a top-down view once let me just go ahead and get it done, and then we'll look at it. Now, as I said earlier, the Slappy Burger way is doing so much stuff and then having to restart because it either looks terrible or it doesn't work, right? That's kind of the thing. We literally just did that with the gold farm, all right? We did all that just for us to have to do something else instead, which that gold farm situation is still, to an extent, making me somewhat upset. But, okay. We will be all right. You know what? That doesn't look too bad. Just kind of looks like a normal market stall area. And what I'm kind of feeling is we'll probably have a road branching off from the corners here from each way, one connecting to the castle here. And I think we'll make like a big kind of thing for the castle here, like a big like kind of stone entryway thing. We'll have one that kind of wraps around the bank that way and goes that way. And then we'll have some paths that kind of connect to here. And then maybe we'll have one that goes this way. And then we'll have it connect there. It'll be a very big windy path. And then it'll also, of course, connect to our tabernacle over there. And of course, also connect to the mine. Man, this is a nice, quaint little town. I'm really happy I built this town. This is a really nice little town. Love it. All right, let's get to digging and kind of setting up the path. Start with this. I think we'll make this all cobblestone. I do want to throw some gravel into some of the paths, just kind of intermittently, just to kind of, you know, give it a little bit more texture. But I think for now, we're just going to keep doing this. Yeah, let's get a path going from here. Ooh, yeah. No, I love me a good uneven path. Love that. It's my favorite thing ever. Okay, let's start with kind of, I guess, branching out from, I guess, this area here. Could we also maybe do a path that just goes straight from this to that? Could be, maybe. I don't know. Let's just get the corners done first. The corners, I feel like, are probably going to be kind of the most important part to get done first. Just getting the general layout of this stuff completed, and then we'll kind of make other things as we go. And hello. I guess I built the vault weird. I remember building the vault. I just don't remember how I built it. It's kind of a weird look, I guess. There's torches down there, so nothing crazy will spawn, so that's okay. All right, we got this little bit of path going on here. This one will kind of, actually, what if instead we broke this and that would dirt back, right? And then we'll go ahead and connect this house to the path. It'll be a very straight path right there. Kind of winding all over the place here. And then this way we will have, let's shave this back a little bit, I guess. Plenty of dirt, so that sand isn't a problem there. Just go ahead and place all of that. Just kind of like that. Beautiful. And we'll build a little bit of a path kind of shooting off of this. And I think this one will be just kind of narrower, but it'll get bigger as it connects to the main path. So it starts off big and then gets more narrow as you get to the house. Just something like that. I don't know. I'm not the best at building stuff, but I think once I mean, we all know that. But I think once the gravel goes in, this will look a lot better. I think it's just kind of missing that texture. But I guess we'll go ahead and connect this path with the path that's over here, right? Just go ahead and get that done. So I guess we'll kind of come from this way. Probably easier if we do it like that. Okay, that's connected. How do we want to do the rest of this? Let's go ahead and get this other fourth corner started, I suppose. You know, once the paths are installed, I guess we'll start installing like trees, maybe some trees, and then also maybe some flowers, maybe put a flower bed in here or there. Then maybe also put some lampposts up. I think that'll be kind of the next step. Because I mean, the torches are great, but they look terrible. I think this stretch of path right through here is actually going to be pretty straight. Just kind of keep it, yeah, just pretty much straight here, and it'll just kind of go basically straight to the mine. It's not completely lined up. Plus, I do believe that's 3 blocks long as opposed to, you know, what is it, 2 blocks? Or 3 blocks wide as opposed to 2 blocks wide. So it could take a little bit. I guess next we also have to figure out, how do I want to get this path down to the tabernacle? Okay, then it's going to be a little bit of problem solving here. Maybe we just make it pretty straight right through here. It is on this weird hillside. It's all covered in sand, yeah. I don't really want to make it go too far all over the place. These Endermen, dude. Oh my god, I didn't even realize all this stuff they tore up over here. Jesus. Okay, I know that's not natural. Guess we'll just kind of experiment with it. I guess we could probably reshape this hill a little bit, huh? Like, because this would probably be the best way to go down, would be right here. So if we kind of do something funky with it. Maybe, honestly, actually, this isn't too difficult. We just gotta keep it kind of funky looking, weird staircase shape here. Obviously, if stairs were updated to be able to fit into corners, this would be a lot easier. I don't think we get that until like I don't know, like 1.5 is when stairs start to behave more like they do now, normally. I don't know, somewhere in there, but we'll kind of do something like that, and I think that'll be good enough. And then we can just take it all the way down there. I think this path, this part will be straight right here, and we'll kind of line it up. Of course, the tabernacle's 3 blocks wide. That's no problem. I think we can make the thing a little bit bigger, right? We can make the path 3 blocks wide down here. But only on this section. I think that's doable. do it all the way out to here. And then, yeah, we'll just push it all the way out to this side. Are Endermen able to steal flowers too? Dude, that's not cool. What all are we taking from me? Like, this is getting excessive. Is there anything I'm missing around my barren castle here? No, looks normal enough. What is this? Oh yeah. The paths do make it look a lot more full, that's for sure. It looks kind of weird with it being kind of barren, but like I said, once it gets more texture, once we start adding some of those flowers and such around to the environment, I think it's going to start looking a lot better. Maybe we could add like a pond over there. Love me a good pond. Maybe a pond. Pond somewhere, right? Add a pond somewhere. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Right, the actual structure for paths are done. And honestly, that does make it look a lot more full. We could definitely put some stuff over there. Probably just more houses, right? Actually, we could put a farm. Some sort over there. Maybe like make the hills like, you know, kind of lush. Might have to push the sand back some more, but we got quite a bit of dirt from doing that, but probably gonna have to do a dirt expedition anyway. We could definitely use with some more buildings here or there, right? Definitely got some stuff we could put back over there. But yeah, with the paths, definitely looks a lot more full. Now we can go through and I guess start putting the gravel in. Actually, you know, we could maybe start working on some of the stairs for the, I don't want to put stairs on these actually. At least not right yet, because only because they don't behave the same way they do in the modern game yet. They kind of, you can't put them in like a corner and then they'll like do like the little half thing. No, you can't do that. So we're just going to use normal stupid blocks the whole way around here. I think I placed some otherwhere. Yeah, some right here. Just kind of do it like this for now. It'll look a little weird, but it's okay. This will be fine. This will be fine. Guess we're just going to kind of throw some random patches of gravel around, and then maybe we'll do very sparse, what is it? Very sparse mossy stone. But we'll just kind of throw these around for now. Just kind of in random areas. Just put a block here, you know, put a block there. Then I'll kind of do this really quickly. Then maybe we'll very quickly also put some mossy stone in. It's kind of see how I feel. Even during all of this, I still keep finding those little holes where Endermen just be stealing things. Ugh, okay. You know, that's going to be something we kind of have to just put up with from here on out. I mean, I didn't even check back here, but there's probably stuff missing back here too. I don't know. Well, I got the gravel put in. And I think it adds at least some texture to it. Let's kind of get another look from the castle up here, see what's going on. Yes, that does add quite a bit of minor detail. Now the question is will the mossy stone look good? Oh, and then also I decided to keep this area completely cobblestone. I feel like that would be more, I don't know, looking good as if that stayed solid cobblestone. Let's see, what do we want to do? I guess we'll throw in very sporadic mossy stone. Okay, now I threw a very, very sparse amount around. Like, really sparse. Honestly, I think that's fine. What just happened? Okay, well, that's just brilliant. Whatever just happened right there was just brilliant. I hope everyone saw that. My character just started like spam shifting there. That was crazy. Okay. Okay. Anyways, I think the roads are done. I think now we're gonna move on to probably light posts and stuff. We're probably still gonna have to just like have torches absolutely everywhere. We could maybe one day upgrade to glowstone, but right now we're just gonna have torches everywhere. But along the roads, we're gonna start putting the what are they called? Those there, them there glowstone lampposts. That's what we're gonna put on there. Them things there. I guess we'll just get right on that. And we'll also start doing some decorating like this as well. You know, maybe some nice forest path and nice mushroom log. Can't ever complain about a nice mushroom log, you know. But yeah, we'll figure this out, and we'll decorate. We'll get the lampposts in first, I think, and then we'll kind of let it become nighttime to see if the lamps are too far apart, too close together, you know, that sort of thing. We have 40 fences. Probably, not probably, definitely gonna need more. Okay, well, then we don't even have the glowstone. Need that. Man, what is going on with my keyboard, dude? What in the world? Okay, everything's falling apart. First, it's my mic stand. Now it's my keyboard's messing up. What is happening? We're just having a bad all sorts of everything today. Right now, that'll be enough fences and definitely enough glowstone. The question is where do we want to begin our light posts? Let's see. And do we have I also need to remember, do we have a rule on what side of the road they go on, or do they kind of just, no, they kind of just bounce back and forth, it looks like. It feels like I haven't gone over to this side of the base in forever. Anyways, yeah, they kind of bounce back and forth. So we'll kind of do that too. Just kind of have them move between each side of the road there. But we'll start with the right side, I think. And probably need to give our name our village, right? Probably need to do that at some point. But we'll start it right here. Give me my glowstone. And just like that. And then we'll have these kind of going down the side of the road here, all the way to the village. And try to avoid doing that as much as possible. We've been over it about 4,500,000 billion times, but I really do not like the Nether. It is a well-known fact that I do not like the Nether at all, and I refuse to have to go back there without good reason. More than often than not, it's because I'm moving somewhere, or I'm gathering, once again, more glowstone, because glowstone is the worst thing in the game to get. But we actually have Silk Touch nowadays, so Silk Touch makes it quite a bit easier to gather glowstone. So, I mean, honestly, it's actually not nearly as bad as it used to be to get this stuff, but still would rather avoid having to get more glowstone. This guy's house is gonna suck. It's gonna, bro, what am I doing, dude? Oh my god, what am I doing? That was crazy. I mean, we have a ton of glowstone. I guess it's not like a huge deal. It's just still really annoying that I have to like get more. And I mean, I don't want to run over and grab the one Silk Touch pick that I have right now, even though I guess I could. It really wouldn't take that long, but I don't know. It's gonna be like really unfortunate for some of these houses. I mean, this is like, some of these guys are just gonna have like light posts looking right into their house. I mean, this dude's got a bed and there's just a light post right here. This guy's got a bed right here, light posts right here. Man, that sucks for them, but they'll be all right. You know, I've been thinking about it. I feel like maybe we should actually inhabit this village with villagers in the future. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. Is actually get villagers into this village. It's going to be a while before we're able to actually really do that, but that would be a really cool feature, I feel. You know, or I guess not feature, but addition would be to include to be able to get villagers into the village, you know. Good news is it's becoming night, so we can kind of see how much light these guys are actually kind of giving off, where if there's any too crazy dark spots, there's going to be some dark spots for sure. But a lot of these houses also have like torches and stuff on the side of them, so I'm not really sure. That might kind of fill some of the gaps of the that the lampposts don't. So I guess we'll see. I think the biggest one is going to be kind of around the interior of this. Maybe we could figure out some sort of way to get some light in here. Maybe do something like this. In the corners, we'll have just glowstone. kind of ugly looking, but it's the same pattern as the, you know, the cobblestone anyway. So like, what's the matter with that, right? Let's see. Let's get a nice little vantage point here. See what's going on. Oh yeah, this is really starting to fill up. Definitely some mobs spawning, but look, they're mostly staying off the path. That's pretty good. It's probably going to have some spawn right there soon, but they are mostly staying off the path. So that's what we really want, is them to be away from the path. And it looks like they are doing that. So it looks like we are placing light posts pretty well, and it's definitely looks more full with the light posts. No, keyboard's doing that thing again. All right. Looks like we could probably throw just some light posts down along this stretch of road here, and it looks like the light post aspect of it is full and finished. And actually, we can see the light post going all the way down over there. That's really cool. Yeah, let's finish up these light posts. I'm gonna sleep. Let's finish up these light posts, and then we will move on to a little bit more in-depth decorating, add a bit of nature and flowers and stuff around. And then I think things will start looking really nice and complete over here. Hey, you chill out with that. What, why are you doing that? There's nothing in there for you to attack. I did not realize this was the version where they could start doing that. I haven't heard that noise in forever. That's genuinely was like, oh my God. That was like bringing back nightmares. We're like when they just raid villages and destroy everything. Oh my God, that freaked me out. Okay, I think we'll pull this one a little bit closer to that one. Maybe like right here. Boom. Then this next one will go right there. There's a skeleton over there. Please do not mess with me. That'd be wonderful. There's 2 of you now. Don't mess with me. And with this last light post right here. There we go. Boom. Oh my God, they're on the tabernacle. That was crazy. Okay, mobs. Mobs are a problem. All right. All right. We're not doing this right now. Get out of here. That kind of fixes the lighting problem. I think, you know, kind of over time as we, because I do want, like I said, I want to kind of expand this village a bit more, add more buildings, more things, especially as time goes on, because then we'll get access to more things that we can add. But with that, you know, we'll kind of fill out more of these dark spots around here. But for right now, let's start getting some trees and stuff planted. Actually, let's start with bone meal and filling up some of these areas around here with like grass and just flowers and make it look pretty, right? We love some overgrowth. Overgrowth is nice. Nature is lovely. We love nature. Nature and just making things look pretty is a very important thing. We want grass, we want flowers, we want trees. We breathe because of trees, right? So yeah, this will make it look a lot more full and nice. We'll probably trim back some of this grass, but we want things to look very nice and full. And plus some of these flowers I'll kind of move around and make them look nice. Actually, I don't know if I want anything here. I don't want anything here. Not right here. We're gonna actually make a little path that goes to this from here. That's forgot to do that. And we don't have any stone to do it right yet, but we'll do that in a minute. Definitely got to add some growth around the tabernacle. I mean, come on now. That's like the most important part. Oh, looks like I still got some dirt terraforming to do over here. That's okay. For this episode, I'm probably going to do a ton of mining anyways. So kind of do some dirt excavation as I mine, strip mine specifically. Man, there's still dirt growing over here, or grass. That's crazy. I guess I really have been not working on this area all that much. Yeah, we definitely got some terraforming to do right here. Wow. Okay. That's okay. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's see here. Okay, things are looking nice and overgrown now. A little bit empty space. I don't want to go too crazy in some of the areas where I see potential for more houses, because then I'm just going to have to clear out everything anyway. So that's why I kind of left those areas empty. Kind of left that area back over there empty, that area over there. That area I left empty because of the little path I want to build. But right now, and then also I left pretty much most of the area behind the castle empty because I feel like there's definitely stuff that we could put back behind there and around the other side. And I feel like we could also, once we start expanding up on this hill, because I do want to expand on the hill, I kind of want to build a wizard tower up there. So that'll definitely be something we do one day, some sort of wizard tower. I'm really bad with circular builds, but I feel like I could maybe pull something off with a wizard tower. But I think this will be good for the some of the, what is it, the grass and flowers type of stuff. Some of these houses, you know, we could probably throw a flower bed in, maybe a big maybe. But I think right now what we'll do now is we'll start moving towards putting saplings down, and I think we're only going to put birch and oak saplings. So I need to go get birch saplings. But this will fill up this area a lot, make it look really nice. And I guess we'll also get stone to complete that path to the blacksmith smithing area there. All right, I think we'll start with the oak trees, and I think we're definitely gonna put one right here, right? Definitely want one right there. That's a good spot for a tree. Where else? Definitely one right here. Yeah, that doesn't get in the way of the paths. We'll put a birch tree right here. I feel like this is a nice birch tree spot right there. And put an oak tree over here. Maybe we'll, if we're lucky, we can get one of the really big ones to spawn. I'd like a very nice large oak tree somewhere as well. This area over here looks a little barren with the grass situation. I'm definitely gonna have to do some trimming, like I said, but we can figure that out in a bit. Maybe a big one here. Oops. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Okay. Not a big one, but that's fine. Put a tree here for sure. Put a birch tree here. Seems like a nice spot. You know what? Actually, this seems like the spot for the big oak tree if we can get it to spawn. So maybe I'll just kind of keep chopping this one down every so often. And then the birch tree can go right here because these are always... That's too short. That's too short. We need you to be taller than that. Simply too short. There we go. Looks nice and good. Let's sleep real quick. And I really want a big tree. I just want a big tree. I think I'll just do that for a bit until I get a nice big one to spawn over here. I haven't tried this in a little bit. I want to see if this works. I remember this was a thing. Oh wait, it can't be made out of wood, actually. I just realized. Because it can, the leaves can grow around wood. Okay, we'll try that again, but with cobblestone, actually. Well, just give me a second here. Let's try it with cobblestone this time. Right, 4 blocks tall. Okay, that is a bigger one, but that isn't the shape I want, so we're still gonna have to cut it down. Yucky. Yucky, yucky tree. I wonder if it would be faster if I actually... Well, no, fire got nerfed, so it wouldn't actually be any faster if I used leaves to burn these trees down. Or fire to burn these trees down. Leaves down. Yeah, I'm losing my mind right now. We'll just have to let this decay. Actually, can I just replant it and then see if it grows? There we go. Now that's a tree. But I think the leaves are going to stay there. You know what? I don't care, actually, because this is like... This tree is so big, it's so monstrous, that honestly, I don't really care that the leaves from the old tree are there. Do you see this absolute unit of a tree? Holy, dude. That is a tree right there. Good lord. Okay, wow. Yes, that is the kind of size tree I want. All right, we'll put another smaller, we'll put a birch tree here. The birch tree right there. Beautiful. And It's looking a little barren over here. Put an oak tree. Don't care what size right there. Then we'll also put another oak tree right here, actually. Just want some trees around. Trees add so much to it. This is the best decorating you can do right here. I think honestly, I think the trees are getting a little, I think we're hitting the threshold for trees right now. Let's go ahead and get this path going to the blacksmith here, and it's just going to be a little 1 block long or 1 block wide little nah, we'll do some funny business with this. Make it kind of long and then kind of go down into a 1 block path, kind of like this, just so it's a little, like I said, I love me an uneven path. I think that looks good right there. And then we can kind of fill in this space with stuff, and we'll put a birch tree right there. Beautiful. I think that's good for the trees. I think that's fine. Let's go to our vantage point. I think this is kind of wrapping up the decorating that we can do. Originally I said I would do a pond, but like I said, I don't want to build something and then realize I could put something else there instead. So, oh yeah. Okay. This really adds a lot of detail, and I'm going to keep mostly trees away from this area over here. Man, that tree is just huge. Love that tree, man. Wow. Wow. Okay. Starting to look pretty good. I do realize though that there is one more thing that we have to add that is extremely important. I just don't know where I'm going to add it. So I'm going to go find what I'm going to add and where I'm going to add it. I'll be right back with you guys. Hello? Why? Where is it dark enough? We're just going to make you despawn. I'm not going in there. Lucky is in there. We are not risking that. Dude, if I lose that dog at any point, I am actually going, like, this world might as well just be forfeit at that point. Like, this world will just be deleted immediately if I lose Lucky. I swear to God, I am never forgetting about that dog. That dog is staying alive for as long as this series is going, okay? That dog is never dying. Okay, I think I found the spot. So let's go ahead and clear out all this stuff real quick. And then we'll re-add that stuff sort of back here in a second. But every town has an important addition that it needs to have in Minecraft, and that is a pumpkin patch. All right. Yep. You already knew it. We got to have a pumpkin patch. Every town has a pumpkin patch. Okay. I don't know if every town actually has a pumpkin patch or not, but in Minecraft, every town has to have a pumpkin patch. We can kind of throw our bone meal back down through here. And we'll kind of clear out some of the ones that are directly in front of the faces, just so we can kind of see them, right? Just like that, and boom, pumpkin patch. That was the most important addition to this whole place. And you know, I just realized I don't think this one has any torches outside of it. What in the world? What are we doing? Get these torches up. That is important to have. Actually, I want them on this level, because that's at the same level as this lower roof. Plus, this will also help with some of the lighting. I think, yeah, we can put those kind of just up here, but we're going to need more. So I guess I'll go get torches now. Wow. Crazy. But I actually do think I'm going to wrap up this video here. I'll fix those torches in a minute, but I think this is kind of where I'm going to leave it off. I am a little disappointed that what was it? There's a name for it. The farm, the gold farm, didn't end up working. I'm a little disappointed about that. I was really excited for that. I really wanted to make a 1.2.5 gold farm, and I did end up finding designs for it, but they're very, very convoluted in this version. And also, they don't work on the nether roof, which was the whole reason why I went up. Obviously, the whole reason I went up to the nether roof was to make it so that pigmen spawn more, but you'd have to do a lot of slabbing and stuff, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to do it until a future version, but we are going to be spending a lot of time in 1.2.5, which, as you can see, we are still in. And this was the first version of Minecraft that I like played, at least on the computer. This is the first version of Minecraft. I had played Pocket Edition probably, I don't know when Pocket Edition came out, but I'd been playing that since like the moment it came out. So I've been playing Minecraft for a long time, but for the computer, this is the first version. And we are going to be spending quite a bit of time in here, but yeah, we did a lot of stuff today. Most of it was wasting time, unfortunately, with the gold farm, but we did finally come around to decorating our town here, and I think we'll kind of slow it down again, and we'll kind of start building just things and terraforming and working on stuff. There's not really many, you know, old features that you're not supposed to be able to do right now. We might work on, maybe we could work on the museum a bit, you know, start doing that. But there is potentially, I need to test it. It is possible that we could finally start working with the monster spawners. That is a very real possibility. Just realized I also need to light this up, but I hope you know, unfortunately this video also took a long time to come out just because of work and stuff, but I did actually manage to finish this episode in 2 sittings, which is actually usually unlike me. Usually it's a bunch of very small sittings that I kind of just combine together, but I did basically in 2 sittings this whole episode. So that's pretty impressive. Basically after the what was it, the gold farm broke, I kind of got a little upset and had to put the game down for a little bit. Otherwise, I would have done this whole episode in 1 sitting, but on top of that, it looks like I'm going to have to get a new keyboard, and I also have to get a new mic stand. So by the next episode that you see me doing, I 100% will have a new mic stand and possibly a new keyboard. So yeah, that's also something that's kind of happening. So this episode, you might hear a little bit of clacking on the table, maybe a little bit of stuff hitting the mic or something, unfortunately. But I am happy how this village turned out. It is still obviously a work in progress. I want this village to be very big and sprawling. Maybe this could turn into a full-on city one day. You know, maybe this won't just be a village. Maybe it'll be a whole city. Who knows? Build a big old skyscraper right there. Put a Walmart right there. You know what, that's what this town needs, is a Walmart super center. Anyways, wow, it's been a little bit, but thank you all so much for watching. And if you made it this far, a double thank you. Once again, my name is Slappy Burger, and I hope you have a blessed evening.